Hello loves, it is Tiffany here. This video I wanted to come and introduce myself and pretty much tell you how I created CreaTiff Expressions LLC. I would pretty much say I recognized my love for fashion in college. That's when I really began to express myself through my style and what it was that I wore. That's when I really realized like I was that friend that helped people put their looks together. I was that friend that my friends like borrowed from my closet. Like I was that person. And like I said, that happened in college. Before college, high school, I had a really like basic, I would say, ish style, kind of. Not really, not necessarily. Like I've always liked what I like, and I say that to say because as a young, like, teenager, I'm talking 13, like young, like that was the point that my mom could no longer, and I guess that's pretty much normal, but my mom could no longer like shop for me. That was the point where I was defining my own style. However, I would say that my style was pretty basic when I was younger, but like I said, college is when I realized. So yeah, so from that, maybe around 2012, 2013, I had a very stressful job, and another coworker and I were looking for like a way to release. So that's when I took my first sewing class, but actually my only sewing class to this day, and we made a pillowcase, literally. And then for a while that was just that, right? Still like shopping, thrifting. I started thrifting in college. I started shopping in my mother's closet in college. I'm actually gonna do a video of like pre-owned pieces that are that like are staples and classic pieces in my wardrobe that were once my mom's. But yeah, that's when like I said, I just started exploring fashion a lot more in college. So, that was that. But a few years later, like, I just realized that I wanted to get into sewing more. So long story short, a sewing machine was on my Christmas list. I ended up getting a sewing machine that Christmas, sorry. And that's when I started making clothes. And my mom in particular and a lot of my other friends were just like blown away because I was self-taught about the things that I was creating. It definitely became like my therapy. I was sewing every day. So then I stopped for a while, and we're gonna fast forward. So that was 2016 when I got my sewing machine, Christmas 2016. I think it was 2016 or 2015. I don't know the exact, but somewhere around that time. Stopped for a while. So the summer of 2018 is when, July, I actually got my LLC. And how that came to be essentially was I just recognized like I would literally be sitting at my job, at my desk, not doing work, like thinking about like fashion, like styling, always on Pinterest, always pinning, always adding to my style inspiration board. And I was at a place where again, another job, I just was not for me. So I was like, I gotta figure out a way to get out of here. Like seriously, if I think about fashion this much, it is obviously my passion, and I gotta figure this out. So in order to hold myself accountable, like I said, I went ahead and registered for my LLC. But that was pretty much it. It wasn't until a few months later that I got back into sewing, because I told myself like if I would have never stopped the first time, like how much further I would be along in my journey. So a few months later, towards the end of that year is, well, yeah, like the fall is when I started like getting back into sewing. and getting serious about like my business. So from there, my t-shirt line, I started officially, like released it in May of 2018. And how that came to me, again, just sitting at my desk, like at the same desk job I hate. um I it just like literally, it was like God just gave me my first design. And I am not an artist, as far as a sketch or a digital or painting artist per se. So the best I could do was what I did, was like sketch out my vision. And then I began like looking for people that could bring it to life, who could digital first of all improve and then digitalize my image. So I went to a networking event. Shout out to DJ Lonnie B. He did a networking event, and some gems were dropped that day, to include an app, Fever, is that what it's called? Fever app. And that's pretty much how I got my first digital image. And then I just turned around and put it, like designed my t-shirt. And from there, you know, I've designed multiple t-shirts. That was the only one that I got someone that had to like digitalize it for me. Since then, I've been doing my own visuals for my t-shirts, which none of them are, that was my only like graphic, we'll call it. So that began my t-shirt line. 2018, I also began putting myself out there as far as doing alterations for other people, making pieces for other people, made a bathing suit, dress, skirt, just making other things for other people, to improve upon my craft. And I decided that I wanted to actually put myself out there as being a stylist, styling other people, consulting, people coming to me to consult. Yeah, just putting myself out there to like use my passions to, you know, live my life. Honestly, that is my ultimate goal. Like, I feel like we all have a passion, we all have a purpose, and ultimately, like, service, I feel like, is my purpose. I have a degree in social work. That is a part of who I am. That's a part of, like, I feel like my identity. I attribute that a lot to how I was raised, but this is just about bridging those two, like bridging my passion and my purpose. So fashion being my passion, service being my purpose, and just wanted people to love themselves. That's why my t-shirts are mostly affirmations. That's how I get through life. Like, that's how I survive, like real life post-its on the wall, affirmations, vision board, manifestation, gratitude journal, like all of that. That is like how I have to live my life, because life is hard. And I really want to be intentional about my gratitude, intentional about what I'm manifesting, what I'm allowing, healing, like all of that. So that's essentially like the Creative Expressions brand, what it represents, what it's about. I want to uplift, inspire, encourage, empower other people, just so we can just be the best version of ourselves, continue to grow, continue to learn, continue to heal. We all, you know, I've had friends like, you know, they look at me like, oh, you're so gifted, you're so talented, you know, and I'm like, God gave us all something. I am like, when he looks at me, I'm the best thing he ever made, but when he looks at you, you are the best thing he ever made. And he gave us all what we need to be who it is he has created us to be. So yeah, that's just a part of my mission and my goals. It's just to empower, encourage, uplift for you to be the best version of you. And I'm working on being the best version of me. It is officially 2020. So this year, no resolutions. My goal is just to align with God and my divine will. and be like intentional about just relationship with him and how it is that I am going to manifest my divine will. Accepting divine timing, trusting that everything happens when it's supposed to happen. And that's pretty much it. So I just thank y'all for y'all love and y'all support. And we will see what comes of 2020. I'm so excited, to say the least. This year, a part of this is also launching I Want to Do YouTube. So just being creative, like allowing my creative juices to naturally flow. So stay tuned. Talk to you soon.